Hey, welcome everybody to the first video I'm going to do for Bass Fishing Hub. And first of all, I started this group about a week ago, and boy, it is amazing, and I'm so grateful for all of the people that have liked our page and have joined the group. And I just want to thank everybody for coming together. Bass fishing is truly a passion of mine, and it sounds like it is for a lot of other people too. So, what I'm going to do tonight is I have received a lot of comments and watched the feedback that we've gotten, and I want to do a little bit of a demo tonight on, you know, some really good techniques for August, right? And it seemed like everybody loved topwater fishing and soft plastic. So what I'm going to do tonight is kind of combine all these things together into kind of a how-to for August and for fishing ponds and grassy surfaces. Because if you're like me, when you go to a pond this time of year, typically it is overrun with vegetation and it's got slime on it, and sometimes it's tough to fish. It doesn't fish the same as when you have a lot of open water. So you may have lily pads, all of that stuff. And these same techniques will work in ponds. They'll work in lakes. They'll work in river systems, and it works really good this time of year. So basically, what I'm going to discuss tonight are toads and some swimming baits that are soft plastic baits that you'll rig and have been extremely effective for me. So to start out, the first thing I'm going to do is one of my favorite toads that are out there. And this is for conditions when the wind is not blowing all that much. You want really flat, calm water, okay? Is the Zoom horny toad. So basically, the Zoom horny toad has these two little kicking legs on the back of it, right? And it's rigged Texas style. And basically, you want to take a EWG spring wire hook, right? And this keeper up here is very important because that's what's going to hold the bait. Okay, if you use just a regular EWG hook, it's going to slide down the bait. Okay, so you want to make sure that you really use a frog hook. It has a big, wide gap to it, so the bait doesn't get all bound up inside of it. And basically, to rig this is you would tie your braided or regular line onto here. Okay, and you take and you just simply screw this into the bait. And for all the baits tonight that we're going to be showing you, okay, you can use this hook for. So, this is a very versatile hook, and you simply screw it into the top of the frog, okay, or toad, if you will, okay, and then simply take the bait, run the hook all the way through, okay, so it's like this, and then we're going to skin hook it just a little bit. So we've got the hook just back into the plastic so it covers it completely. Okay? And then all you're going to do with this bait, right, is you're going to throw it out and you're going to wind it very slow just so the top of these tails just gurgle the surface. And you can add little twitches to it. You can run it over top of lily pads. When the fish actually eats the bait, you want to give it a second to you feel it, okay, that he got the bait. And then you want to set the hook pretty hard to get it back out. Now, one of the great things about these EWG Gamakatsu hooks is they're super line. So for braided fishing line, if you use that for heavy conditions, it works really well in. So what happens when you show up to your favorite pond or lake or river and there seems to be a chop on the water, or you just want to get a little bit louder commotion? So that's when the ribbit, okay, is a much more productive bait. So instead of like a paddling on top of the water with the Zoom horny toad, okay, what you're going to get with the ribbit, with these tails, okay, is you're going to get a gurgling sound. Okay, much more aggressive. And I can tell you the strikes that come from these things. I've caught snakeheads, I've caught northern pike, I've caught largemouth, believe it or not, smallmouth. Okay, both these toads, open water smallmouth fishing, very productive for. Very overlooked pattern as a topwater bait. So you're going to rig these much the same way, okay? You're going to take the spring wire hook, you're going to run it into the nose of the bait, okay? And I always come through the bottom, and then you've got your hook, and then we're just going to Texpose that back in. This is a very productive toad that toads are sometimes often overlooked. You know, everybody loves the floating frog and things like that, but to cover water, the toad works extremely well for. So the next bait we're going to look at this evening is a skinny dipper, okay? And the skinny dipper is really, and sorry for that, guys. So that was actually my dinner coming this evening because normal person, work a normal job and do this for a hobby in the back end. So we discussed the rivet. Now what we're going to go into, okay, is we're going to go into not necessarily a toad bait, okay, but more of a shad bait. So we're going to look at the skinny dipper, and this is by Reaction Innovations. Very, very good swim bait, but also works very well when you've got matted vegetation with little holes in it, and you can see the tail of it, okay? Very similar to the rivet, okay, but a single one. You're going to take this same hook, okay, and you're going to rig it much the same way. Now, a couple things that you can do with this bait is that it's more versatile. So you can take and put a Texas sinker on this bait and fish it just below the surface, which is really effective, okay? But you're gonna rig it the same way. You know, you're gonna screw it on, okay, and rig your hook the same way. One really good thing about the skinny dipper is the fact that when you rig like chatterbaits and Molex vibration baits, you can get these in a junior size, and they work amazing as trailers for the back of your chatterbaits, okay? My number one chatterbait trailer is the Skinny Dipper Junior. So the next bait we're going to look at would be the swimming fluke, which is very similar, okay? Where this bait is a little bit better, okay, is they're a little bit cheaper, okay? Reaction Innovation baits are a few dollars more. Worth it in my opinion. It's like between a Senko and a knockoff, kind of the same comparison. The skinny dippers work extremely well. Open water, largemouth, smallmouth, anything that eats bait fish is going to eat a skinny dipper, okay? So when you go out there, you know, you're going to look for, you know, holes in the grass. You're going to look for places where the fish have come up through the mat before. And really the most important thing is that these baits give you a presentation that is going to be as weedless as possible to keep as much slime off of it, and they simply work. You know, they'll work anywhere in the country. You know, make sure you get, okay, these spring wire hooks, okay, and a couple things about us, right? So we're partners with Amazon, so I have set up a landing page for you. So if you need any of these products, feel free. I've got them all listed on one page with some descriptions, okay? In the right below this video, you'll see a link. You can go to that link. It'll take us right to bassfishinghub.com. And feel free to share this video on Facebook. Find us on YouTube. And I really appreciate you watching.